Hello guys, I am back from another video, and today we're talking about what deku was in Hazbin Hotel. So in the last video, deku, after they decide to go to the sports festival because they think that Lemonade Snicket is there, when they arrived, well, he was not there. Like seriously, he was not there. So they were pretty much bored, and they decided to go into the to the stadium or arena to basically check out the events of the sports festival. Izuku was completely pissed off because Bako was completely winning until it was the final match of the final event of the sports festival, which was well the basically the one-on-one battles where Bakugo was fighting Monoma, which Izuku was cheering for Monoma because, he's gonna kick Bakugo's ass. So, after the League of Villains arrived and basically killed almost all of the protesters, which decided to try and go into the, Sports Festival. So, Izuku almost killed them all by using his, his Tommy guns, which are basically like a classic, like, mobster gun. And after doing that, they decide to have a bit of a party, being Izuku, Todoroki, Kendo, and Luna. They started drinking some cheap booze and started getting some, like the cheapest fast food, food that you can think of, just like the cheapest. Just imagine that. So, yeah. So, let's talk about what happens next. So, Izuku wakes up and he was only wearing his boxers. As Izuku looks around, Izuku sees that he's sleeping right next to, he's sleeping right next to, basically, just wait, to Kendo and Todoroki. Izuku says this. Ugh, did we seriously do this for a threesome? God dang it. Izuku starts going to the shower and basically started, well, changing his clothes after that. He was just wearing his, basically just this. But except, instead of like, this type of thing that, like, that, what do you call it? Like, a blazer? I don't really know what to call it. Instead of like that, he's wearing a tank top. As, just wait for a second again. As Todoroki says this. Mm, uh, I'm awake. Uh, as she sees Izuku's basically changing, as she says this. Wait, what is going on? As Kendo says this. Oh, what? Did we actually do it? She starts like blushing. As Todoroki says this. Oh, so we did it. uh, guess I'm no longer a virgin. As basically Kendo, she starts blushing as well. As for Izuku, Izuku says this. Wait, where's Luna? As Todoroki says this. Don't know, but maybe she's probably just going off, maybe causing some trouble. And Izuku says this. God dang it. If she were to cause some trouble, we're going to be fucking screwed. As Izuku hears, something up in the ceiling. As Izuku sees a, well, basically, wait for a second. Izuku sees a tied up Luna. Izuku says this. What the heck what the heck did we do last night? As Izuku starts getting a bit of, a migraine. As he says this. I'll just get some sleep. I still need to just rest up for now. As Todoroki says this. Yeah, agreed. This bed is starting to get a little bit more comfortable, even though it smells like, horse shit and horse piss. As while they were still sleeping, they heard a knock at the door. As Izuku says this. Sorry about that, wait for a second. Izuku hears the knock at the door. Izuku says this. Are you fucking serious? Izuku starts walking up to the door. As Izuku sees Well, Izuku sees the landlord as he says this. Alright, I need you to pay up already. Izuku says this. Sure. Izuku basically grabs his gun and basically shoots him right in the stomach. Yeah. So, Izuku starts dragging the dead body of, well, the landlord and starts shoving him into the toilet. Yeah, because he's not dealing with that. So, Izuku, after a full day of sleep, Izuku wakes up and basically wakes up the others, including Luna, which she was completely confused what happened to her because, well, she's tied up all the way to the ceiling. As Izuku cuts the rope and basically started talking to each one of them. So, if Lemony Snicket is not at the, well, not in UA, that means he's probably with the League of Villains. As, well, wait for a second. As Todoroki says this, yeah, probably. Maybe he's still wearing a disguise? Aizuki says this, yeah. Alright, let's just, well, go around for now. As they hear a large explosion, like a really big one, like seriously big. Izuku looks. Izuku sees, well, these weird looking creatures appear. They look like, well, what that, well, guy, like in the, well, the first time they gone into, well, into the human world, where Izuku mistaken him for like a, well, for his target, being the mini snicket. The guy that's like a fake, well, a fake Nomo experiment. He basically looks like that. Izuku says this. So I'm guessing those are Nomus. As all of them say this. What the heck are those things? As Luna says this. Let's have some fun in killing them. Izuku says this. Agreed. Wait for a second, guys. When Izuku starts getting all of his, well, weapons in order, including the rest of them, when they start getting out of, well, their, well, room, by basically just using the fire escape, Izuku sees, well, something interesting. A boy wearing some sort of like, well, he basically has like engines for legs. Another guy that looks really weird. He looks like an Indian, basically from America, basically like a Native American type like hero costume. As Izuku sees another guy. This guy looks like a knockoff Deadpool to him, mixed with a, well, a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, but ugly. As Izuku says this, hey Luna, Todoroki, Kendo, maybe try and find Lemony Snicket over there, in those, well, in that thing or whatever. I'll be taking care of this guy. As this, sure. As Luna says this, fine. So, Izuku steps out of the shadows as, well, the guy says this. Are you another fake hero? Izuku says this. So you hate heroes too? Heh. So, why you're trying to kill this kid? As the kid says this. Who are you? A villain? My leg. As he brings out his sword as he says this. I'm gonna be killing this fake hero. This guy. He pretends to be a hero, but he's no longer a hero in society's eyes. He's a monster. A fake hero. As Izuku says this. Really? Hey kid, are you some sort of fake hero or not? As he says this. No. I just want to become a hero so I can impress my brother. But this guy, he literally crippled my brother. Izuku says this. Alright, enough questioning. You'll be the one dying. Izuku brings up his, well, one of his Tommy guns and his, well, heavenly sword at, well, wait for a second, at the guy as he says this. Well then, you're friends with the fake hero then. Izuku says this. Sorry, I only prefer to work with people with great hearts. Or should I say, good idealism, or good ideals. But you, I mean, I do agree with some things, like for saying, well, for you saying that people are fake, like several of the heroes are fake. But this kid, he can surely change. But for you, you're already in this hell. You're already stuck in this living nightmare forever. So, how about it? But before you die, can you tell me your name? As he says this, my name is Stain, the hero killer. Izuku says this. Alright, Stain, hero killer. Izuku brings out his Tommy gun as he says this. Let's have some fun. As Izuku starts shooting at him, as he starts using his blades to basically start blocking the bullet. As he starts charging towards Izuku and slices a bit of his face, he says this. Now, as he licks the blood off his blade, nothing happens. Izuku says this. Um, are you some sort of like sadist or something? Or are you another one of those cannibals? As he says this. What? My quirk. It didn't work. Izuku says this. Yeah, because I'm not human. Izuku starts transforming. As Izuku says this. I came from hell. And even though you're not my target, people that try to kill others just because of his or hers own ideals, well, that pisses me off. Even though I agree with some of your, ideas, like killing fake heroes, especially ones that, well, believe themselves to be powerful, even believing that they're God. Well, I think that we're not cut out to see you in hell then. Izuku shoots him right through the head. As the kid says this. Why did you do that? Izuku says this. Shut up, kid. Anyway, I'm really done calling you kid, so maybe you can just... As he says this. My name is Ida. Tenya Ida. Izuku says this. Wait, you're the... What is that? It's been a long time since I... What the fuck is it called? As he says this. Just untie me. Izuku says this. Sure. Izuku starts using voodoo magic and starts healing his leg. As he says this. Thank you. Izuku says this. Hey, I'm not a villain or a hero. I'm in between. A vigilante or whatever you're gonna call him. Anyway, I healed that guy, the guy that's basically just wearing like a Native American type costume or whatever. Alright, I'll be leaving. As he says this. Hold up. As he says this. Thank you. Uh, maybe we could be... As Izuku says this. Oh, gotta run. As Izuku starts going off. And basically goes back. As Izuku sees the rest of his team basically pretty well. Like, they started pummeling all of these no moves, like, instantly. Kendo starts creating, his gigantic bone-like arms, and basically started, crushing them like little, insects. For Todoroki, she starts creating, black ice and blue fire. As for, Luna, she starts apart like a beast. Izuku says this. Easy. As Izuku hears behind them, clapping. As Izuku says this. So, I'm guessing that you're the leader of this so-called villainous group, right? As he says this. Correct. The name's the Shigaraki. But you can call me All For One's... All For One successor. Izuku says this. Blah, 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 just die. As Izuku just shoots him right in the head. As Izuku just basically just shoots him in the head. As, basically, wait for a sec. As a man with some sort of like, well, black head. Like, basically, his head is basically just like black, dark smoke. As he says this, you killed my master. Why did you do that? As he says this, as in he, I mean Izuku. Izuku says this. Why? Because he's pissing me off. And besides, I'm currently on a mission. As he says this. What type of mission? It's none of your fucking business. And for, well, and for people that are basically just, well, thinking in their minds, am I a hero or a villain? I am not. I am neither a hero or a villain. You can say that I'm an assassin or a bounty hunter. As he says this. Well then, I'll be going. He carries the dead body of Shigaraki and disappears in a black portal. Izuka says this. Boring. So, after getting down to the ground, with the rest of his team saying this. Yeah, it was pretty easy, says Todoroki, as Kendo says this. Speak for yourself. Now my hands, they feel really weird. I meant feel really weird. As for Luna, she says this. Who cares? Anyway, hey, Izuku. So, what did you do? Is this? Oh, just nothing. So, Izuku says this. Let's just start. Well, get going. We should get going. It seems that the heroes have arrived. As Luna says this. Yeah. So, they started going back to the wait for a second. They started going back to the they started going back into the not their let's just say their apartment. Instead, they decided because they saw that several policemen are basically there and start saying that there was a murder in the area. Izuku says this. God damn it, this body was too fat. As they said this. What do you mean, whose body? Izuku says this. The landlord. As Luna says this. It actually sounds like Blitzo. As Kendo says this. Are you crazy? That was... Izuku says this. Come on. We're literally from hell. It doesn't matter to us. As... wait for a second. As Todoroki says this. Yeah, I kind of agree with Izuku. Come on, let's just go. So they started escaping and started to look around and find a brand new house. As they find a big shrine. Basically, it's right next to two abandoned houses. This this shrine. Izuku kicks down the gate, and Izuku says this. Alright, everybody look around. Maybe there's some, beds we can stay in. As Luna says this. Hey Izuku, I found something. Izuku says this. What is it, Lu? As Izuku sees that the basement of the shrine contains some... let's just say something weird. It's basically, a fun time dungeon, basically. And if you don't know what's a fun time, the hokey pokey, the birds and the bees, basically. A birds and the bees. And Izuku says this. What in the frickin'... I'm guessing the monks were, tired of, listening to God, so they decided to, do some earthly desires. As Kendall says this. Actually, I'm not even surprised anymore. As, Todoroki says this. Dang! I actually seen one of these in my mother's room back in the day. As Izuku just looks at her. As she says this. What? Is that weird? Izuku just like uh uh just like seriously why? As Izuku just sighs and says this. Alright, let's just hurry up and do something important. As important, I mean just let's just look around for now. So after looking around they find something interesting. This interesting thing is a shotgun, but this shotgun is actually a holy blessed shotgun. As Kendo says this, I what? I didn't know that. How did I even get here? As Izuka says this, dang, I never seen a holy shotgun before. As Izuka says this, uh, I don't have a use for it. Maybe some of you guys would have it. As well, Todoroki says this. Can I have it? I mean, I'm not really a good shot with, well, shotguns, but it would be really cool to use it. As, well, Izuki says this. Yeah, here we go. And she says this. Whoa, ho, ho. Now this will be interesting, killing some, well, some demons in hell. Back when we come back. I meant, when we come back. Izuki says this. Yeah, agreed. So, while looking around in this fun time, well, slash, well, birds and the bees, well, dungeon, well, Luna finds something interesting. As she says this, hey, I think we found a bed. As when they looked, just imagine one of those, like, well, hotel, like, beds that you would see in, well, Japan. It basically looks like a heart. As Izuka says this, at least it's a bed. As Kendall says this, um, it looks brand new. As Izuka says this, I'm guessing the guys were actually killed. As well, Todoroki says this, nuh-uh. As she opens the door of, well, a closet, as it contains bones, specifically bones of, well, some adults and some children. Ezekiel says this. Ugh, that sounds disgusting. As, well, Kendall says this. What's disgusting? I mean, I don't know what actually happened here. As Luna says this. Come on, this bed feels softer. And the best part, it doesn't smell like piss. Ezekiel says this. Hey, um, Todoroki. Sorry about that. Wait for a second. Hey, Todoroki. Kendo, you can just sleep in that bed. I'll be sleeping on that couch. And the couch is color black. As, well, Kendo says this. Fine, as Todoroki says this. Yay! I can't wait to have some fun in here. As she basically just flops on the bed. As she says this. It feels much better. It feels so soft. As Kendall says this. Yeah, it feels kind of soft. As she starts sleeping instantly. As Izuku starts going to sleep as well. As all of them basically fully asleep. So yeah, so let's talk about, well, something that's really important to the story. So we're in a lab as, well, a man being 0 for 1 says this. So, what's happened to Shigaraki? Well, wait for a second. Konagiri. As Konagiri says this. He was shot in the head by this man. Apparently, he looked like, well, to me, he looked terrifying. He's he was wearing some sort of, well, like, I don't know what to describe it. He was wearing some sort of, like, white blazer slash whatever it is. He was also carrying a lock. He also had some sort of like weird, creepy skull mask or whatever. As as well, wait for a second. As All for One says this, really, is he a villain or a hero? As he says this, he said he was neither. Apparently, he was some sort of. He said he was some sort of batter or something. As the doctor said this. No, 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 no way. As well, one of them being a girl said this. Sir, why are you afraid, Lemony Snicket? As he says, that that that's Nightwalker. As the girl said this, Night who? As this, back when I was in hell, there was a kid. He was trained by Alistair, one of the most terrifying, one of the most dangerous overlords ever. He was he was a great assassin and bounty hunter. Even even wielding a holy sword. No, 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 no. Did did, did Velvet? No, 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 no. Wait for a second. As he says this, no, 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 no. I don't want to come back. I don't want to die. No. As the girl says this, you're seriously scared of that guy? I think he's quite cute. As he says this, you don't understand. He's one of the most powerfulest. No, 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 no. Yeah, even the same ranking as like Alistair. He's, 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 you know, he's inhuman. Not even human. He's, he's a, he's almost like, he's like one of the, like, no, no. As, well, wait for a second. As All for One says this. We can probably even kill him with one of these weapons that we found. After all, you did give us some of these, well, melted up metals that you said that are able to basically kill a demon, right? As he says this. Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah. Here's the weapon that you desired. As Overone was given a blade. A blade that's made out of the blood of Eri, aka the girl that's able to create a, well, special bullet that can destroy quirks. And, well, the metals that are used for, well, killing demons. As he says this. Good. With this weapon, I can kill this hero. His name is one, I meant one for all, I meant, wait for a second. All Might. And with this, I shall rule this world as their king. As he points the sun to the sky. As the girl says this. Nice. As she starts clapping. As he says this. Now, Lemony Snicket, do whatever you want. But for now, I want you to make more of these specially created no moves. Now, go off and hurry up. Wait for a second. Yeah. Okay. So, yeah. So, that will be the end of the episode. So, yeah. So, I hope you liked the video. Comment and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys next time. Bye bye.